So today's question is, what is art? Uh, According to the Google definition, the Google Oxford definition, art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Example is the art of the Renaissance. Um, Another definition is the various branches of creative activity, such as painting, music, literature, and dance. And then on Wikipedia, it says art is a wide range of human activities that involve creative imagination and an aim to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas. There is no generally agreed definition of what constitutes art, and ideas have changed over time. That's the basic definition of art. But let's talk more about that. What I want to talk about is a lot of people have very narrow ideas about what art is, and they think art is this or art is that. And I've never agreed with that. I've never thought it made any sense for someone to say art is one thing but not another thing. Like I mean I like let's say you like rock music. Like I heard one of the lead singers of Oasis say, "Jazz is not art, or jazz is not real music." Okay, he honestly says jazz is not real music, but he's like the one of the lead singers of Oasis, and that doesn't make any sense to me. That just means that he doesn't understand jazz. He doesn't understand jazz, but he understands rock very well. He's one of the biggest rock bands of the world, right? He's if he's the lead singer of Oasis, he's one of the biggest rock bands of the world. He's the leader of one of the rock bands of the world, and he understands rock very well. To an extreme level, he understands rock, but he doesn't understand jazz at all. Okay, he doesn't understand jazz at all. Um, the point I'm trying well, that's kind of a different story, anyways. That's just music appreciation. That's not art. That music appreciation is not the same thing as art. I'm not saying it is. What I am saying is, um, I I'm trying to think of this. A lot of people say like there's high art and there's low art. I don't believe that. I don't believe there's high art and low art. I just don't think so. I don't think there's high art and low art. Um, I think everything can be art if it's designed to be art. It can be art. If it's trying to do that, then it is. I don't care if a 5 year old makes it or if Pablo Picasso makes it. It's all art. I don't care it doesn't matter to me who made it. You just because a professional artist made something, it doesn't mean it's any more art than anything else anyone makes. Just because somebody with a disability makes something doesn't mean it's not art. It doesn't mean like it's any worse than, or it might be worse, but it's not. It doesn't mean it's less art than what Pablo Picasso makes, or what Da Vinci makes, or what was another famous artist. Um, Mo- Mozart's, I guess, a musician or a composer. Who's another famous artist? Monet. Okay, Monet. So if someone with a disability makes a painting, and Monet makes a painting, Monet isn't the Monet painting isn't any more art than what the person with a disability makes, who doesn't know how to paint or whatever. It's all art, and you might have different affections to that piece of art. You might think it's there's different. You might think there's different levels of connection. It might have a different emotional impact to you because it's an officially subscribed piece of recognized piece of genius. When something's been a widely recognized piece of genius, we view it differently because what the critical consensus and what the general consensus thinks is special is what we should think is special. However, following into what everyone else thinks is remarkable material doesn't necessarily make it remarkable. I mean, it doesn't make it remarkable. It doesn't make what someone else makes not remarkable. It doesn't make, like, anyone can make something remarkable. And I just think that anyone can make art. And, good art and bad art. See, I do believe in good art and bad art. I don't believe in high art and low art. High art and low art sounds snooty to me. I might just not be understanding the definition. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what high art and low art is. Like, I think people say, like the Kardashian show is low art or something. I don't believe the Kardashian show is low art. Or like people say, like, or people say Picasso is high art. I don't think Picasso is high art. I just think it's art. I don't think there's a definition in high art and low art. Like a reality show. Like I don't think a reality show is low art. I just think it's art, or it's entertainment. Now, what's the definition between art and entertainment? I don't know. I just think you can learn to appreciate anything if you really wanted to. People say, "Oh, I like everything but country and rap." No, you've just never learned to appreciate country or rap before. Have you ever really listened to country or rap? It's actually really good if you listen to it, and you might not like all of it. You might not like all of the genre of music, but you you might not like all of the genre of music, but there's there's something there that you would like if you really learn to appreciate it, and you can broaden your horizons to whatever you want. You can broaden your horizons. Um, I is that everything I wanted to say about what is art? I don't think there's high art or low art. I think anything can be art. Um, Now, I do believe in good or bad art, or maybe there is higher or lower. Because if you think about it, good or bad doesn't. That's a moral. That's a moral judgment, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I probably do need to do more research into this. I just like the word good or bad rather than high or low. I don't think, like, to me, high or low is a moral judgment. But this is semantics, of course. It's just semantics to say high or low is a. To me, that sounds moral because that sounds snooty. But good or bad, like, I do like the words good or bad. Like, that's a good painting, that's a bad painting. To me, it's just semantics. Good or bad, high or low. What? But high or low makes it sound, to me, that sounds more moral than good or bad. Like, good or bad is just common vernacular. High or low, that makes it sound like it's a class thing. That makes it sound like it's like, oh, a rich person makes this. Oh, it's high. It's like, I've got the best hardware at the best prices. It's that snooty Ferris Bueller Days Off voice where the guy's like, and you listen to me, sir. I'm a snooty man, and I say this is art. This is high art. And I don't think that's. I don't think you just talk in a snooty accent and say this is high art. I think that's the. You listen, sir, and you listen to me, and you listen good. This is high art. I just don't believe in that. But that's just me. I also am dumb enough to know that I need to do more research on this subject. Maybe I don't know what high art and low art is. Maybe I just don't have much knowledge about the subject. Maybe I need to learn more about it. But usually, from what I gather, high art is usually people that from upper crest of society like as they call high art, and art from the lower crest of society they call low art. They'll call a reality show low art, because it's a TV show. But they only say that because that's what the lower crests of society think is art. And it's not what the upper crests of society think is art. Let me tell you something. A TV show is not any less art than a painting. Okay? Anybody that says a painting is any more sophisticated than a TV show is a moron. Okay? And they're arrogant, and a painting has meaning. I'm not taking anything away from a painting. But don't say like a TV show is low art. I don't believe that. I don't believe a TV show is low art. Why? Or like a video game is low art. Or like, so, oh, video games aren't art. Well, I do believe that video games are all art because you have to hire professional artists to make the game. No video game is not made without a professional artist. And if you're not a professional artist making a video game, then you're an indie artist. You're an indie artist, and you're independent developer. And yes, you are an artist if you make a video game. And I believe that's art too. I do believe that's art. But that's just my opinion. Movies are art. And it's not low art because it's not like a painting or a classical symphony. And to me, that's arrogant. That's so arrogant to say that. Just because they study the paintings more than they study the other forms of art doesn't mean it's just because a form of art is older, because it's thousands of years old, doesn't make it better. It just means you know more about it. There's more to say about a style of art that's thousands of years old. There's more to say about it, and there's more analysis of it. There's more college classes about it. There's not college classes appreciating Kim Kardashian for what she does for photography or for modeling or whatever. There's not college classes appreciating that, but it's just what Kim Kardashian is doing for content creation is just as important as what Pablo Picasso did. And I'm just saying people need to broaden their horizons. Everyone thinks like it's this or that. It's this or that. No, it's everything. It's not this or that. It's everything. It's everything. And it's not, you can't say this is real and that's not real or whatever. You can't say that. You can't say this is real and that's not real. No. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Everything can be art. If one person believes it's art, then it's art. There's no rules about art. You can't make rules about art. Okay? Let's be real here. You can't make rules about art. There's no regulations. You're like, what was that movie? You're like the in the Dead Poets Society when the guy's like saying like, these are the rules of poetry. The rules of poetry are like, these are the rules of poetry. And it's at the beginning of the textbook, it says the rules of poetry. No, there are no rules of poetry. Or there are no rules of writing. There are no rules for any of this stuff. We follow rules because it makes life simpler for business. In business, you want people to follow by a particular set of rules so that everyone can just go along to get along or whatever. But you don't have to follow any rules. You can walk by whatever path you want to walk by. You can be whoever you want to be. You can make whatever you want to make. There's no rules about poetry. There's no rules about art. There's no rules about music. There's no rules about any of it. Now, music has, you think, more rules, but not really, because people, every time someone sets rules about music, they change music every 5 years so completely that there's not rules about music either. Same way there's not rules about poetry. Yes, you can follow by a strictly set of things about poetry, but that doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean Picasso is the only great artist. Monet is the only great artist. They were great artists, but there are other people that are underappreciated because these snobs think that this person is everything and that other person's nothing. And they make these dumb rules about nothing. Meaningless. Just meaningless things. They make these meaningless artificial things for no reason at all. Because they can. Because they're bored and they want to say, this is spectacular. This is nothing. This is spectacular. This is nothing. This is spectacular. This is nothing. And then when they talk about these rules and regulations all day long, they do that their entire lives. And they never think about, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this other thing is just as spectacular, but I've never learned to appreciate it. Maybe I've never learned to broaden my horizons. And they're wrong. They're just wrong. They just haven't learned to appreciate the other forms of art. There's no high art and low art. That's arrogance. That's the epitome of arrogance to say there's high art and low art. The epitome of arrogance. Those are the same people that say classical music is high art, but rap is low art. No. Rap is better than classical music, you pieces of garbage. Okay? Rap is better than classical music. You morons. No, classical music is not high art. There is no high art. There's just something that's been studied for long periods of time that you might know more about, but you just haven't even studied rap before. You don't even know anything about it, you pieces of garbage. You arrogant swine. I can't stand these rich aficionados that just spend their life wallowing in their own crap, and they think they're better than everyone else just because they're rich. Oh, I'm rich. Just get out of here, you piece of garbage. You're rich. So you think you have better taste in art than everyone else? Oh, I have an art degree from whatever school, so now I think that classical music is better than rap music. Oh, get out of here, man. You don't know anything about anything. You don't know anything about anything. So I'm not going to go on anymore, but I made my point. You understand what I'm saying. Half of it's disguised racism or horrible things. Or just go away. You arrogant art snobs. You pieces of garbage. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about art? What do you think art is in the comments below? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to this channel, be part of the community. Please like the video. It really helps out the channel a lot. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.